What's the worst eating habit you can have? Is it donut binges or getting drunk on alcohol or eating 4 large pizzas after work on a big Friday? No, not even close. The worst eating habit you can have is feeling guilty after you eat bad things. Bad things. Okay? The reason why is because guilt or negative emotion creates stress in the body. Alright, we're not going to talk too much about how that works, but basically, anytime you have negative emotions or doubting thoughts, etc., okay, you're actually creating damage to the cells of your body in far worse magnitude than anything you can ever eat. Okay, I don't care if you're eating like deep fried Mars bars, still not as bad as feeling guilty about eating that little thing. Okay, now, people say to me, well, of course I'm going to feel guilty after I eat that stuff. It's bad for me. Well, maybe, maybe not. Who decides what's bad for you? Okay, classic example is everyone knew for the last 20 or 30 years that eating fat is bad for you. Okay, and it's a total bullshit. It's a lie. It's a story concocted to sell us margarine and stuff. Alright? Dietary fats are probably one of the most important aspects of everyone's diet. Alright, we've been taught to fear it, and it's crap. And I'm going to put a link up in the corner there in the box to an article on dietary fats and how they're good for you and why you need them and which ones are the good ones. Alright, so you don't have to guess anymore because it's pretty important. So for the last 20 years we've been demonizing this whole fat thing and making people eat low fat, and I drink, high calcium, low fat milk and stuff like that. And the people who couldn't stick to that because basically their bodies needed the fat feel guilty about it and get into a bit of a self-hate cycle. Well, it's totally unwarranted. Okay, so first of all we need to establish what foods are good for us and what foods are bad for us. Alright, to get over this guilt thing, because I know a lot of people out there tell me they feel guilty, and even the way they tell their stories, they're not happy with the way they've eaten, like in a given day. They're not happy that they got drunk or happy they ate ice cream. So the first step in overcoming these guilty feelings, okay, that create stress for your body, is to work out what foods work for your body. Alright, not someone else's, because everyone is so different. Some people can eat a high protein diet, and some people can eat lots of carbohydrates, and we've all got our different metabolic requirements. Alright, so first of all, work out what you need to eat. Now the easy way to do it is to get onto metabolic typing, okay, and again I'll put a link, or if you want to try and do it your own way, then just eat things and see how you react. If you get a long, good energy and feeling of fullness afterwards, probably a good meal. If you eat something and you're hungry quite quickly and it makes your energy spike up and then crash, probably not such a good meal. Okay? But that aside, okay, work out what foods you can eat, and then the next step is accept that this whole health thing or this life thing is a journey, right? You don't get it right the first time or the second time or the third time. You try it and you experiment and you work out the things that do work for you and the things that don't work for you, okay? But along the way, you don't feel guilty about not being able to ride your bike when you're 6, alright? Because that would just be stupid. Well, it's no different than eating a food that you perhaps don't benefit from, alright? So, first step, work out what foods work for you, either through metabolic typing or just experimenting. Step 2, accept yourself and that you are on a journey and that you're going to mess it up. I mess it up all the time. I eat things that I shouldn't eat, and it's just part of it. I eat them because I enjoy them. Okay, so those are the first 2 steps, and the third step, or the practice that I like to do to overcome guilt is to enjoy the foods that make you feel guilty. Okay, now this sounds really backwards. Like, how am I going to enjoy these foods? They're making me fat, or they're making me unwell, or whatever. Okay, here it is. If you're going to eat something bad, if you're going to eat food that doesn't benefit you, then what you want to do is you want to really savor that food. Okay, so So my thing is, like, if I'm going to eat something bad, it's fried chips. I love fried chips, okay? And I love them in garlic aioli, which is like a mayonnaise with garlic in it. And if I go out for lunch or for dinner on occasion, I'll order myself some fried chips with this aioli, and I'll be dipping each little individual crispy chip in that stuff, and then putting it on my tongue, and chewing it and savouring every single second of it. Alright, and hopefully I'm eating with someone I really enjoy being with, so they can share in the blissful looks on my face while I'm eating these chips one by one. Okay? Now, I think personally that most people who eat bad foods do so sitting in front of the TV, or like they shovel them in with like a great big spoon or something to try and get it into their body as fast as they can. Maybe while they're watching television. This, I think, defeats the purpose. Like, if you're going to eat a tub of ice cream, no one really cares. I don't care. I don't care if my clients eat ice cream. No one really cares if you eat ice cream. Get that ice cream and really enjoy it. Like, get a small spoon with a little tiny head on it, alright? Take little tiny scoops of it, put it on your tongue, roll it around, experience it. And, do it when you do it in a room where the television's off, and you got the music nice in the background, and you're kind of nice and dreamy, and put a pair of comfy socks on, and hell, lick it off your partner's naked body if it makes you happy. But really, like, have a good association with that ice cream. So at the very least, you only cop a bit of sugar and preservatives, and you don't feel bad about eating it afterwards. You love that stuff. Okay, so I reckon that's the best way to overcome guilty feelings about eating your food, because then it becomes a ritual. It becomes like a religious practice. You set this, you buy the ice cream and you think about eating the ice cream, and then you take the ice cream home and you stare at the frozen container for a minute. You let it just melt a tiny little bit so that it's nice and creamy, and then you lick it off your partner's naked body, whatever. Okay, so they're my 3 steps for overcoming guilty habits when I eat bad things. Okay, step 1 is work out what foods work for you. And I say that because that way, at very least, you can realise which ones are actually bad for you. So when you eat a high-fat meal, you don't feel bad. Step 2, just accept that you're on a journey. It's like riding a bike. You fall off when you're just starting out. That's just the way it is. That's how you get better at riding bikes. Okay, so you're on a journey. You get better at eating and being healthy the more you practice it. Step 3, savour that stuff. When you eat it, roll it around in your mouth and rub it on your own naked body, or however you want to enjoy it, but really, really enjoy it. Because life's about being happy. It's not about doing things right. It's far better to be happy than it is to be right all the time. And that's from a self-confessed reformer on being right all the time. Okay, be happy, enjoy it, love it. I want to close with a little point to illustrate what I'm trying to say. When you think about the last time you went on vacation or on holidays, okay, I just spent a month in Vietnam, and I tell you what, the food in Vietnam is good, alright? I don't know what they do over there, but it's all cooked nice, and it's so cheap that you can buy it. You can eat every meal out, so there's no dishes, and they make an eggplant thing that I dream about at night, and the meat's all really tasty and stuff. So I went away and I ate whatever, and I loved it. And I really don't think it affected my body that much. And the reason I think is because my stress levels were so low, okay, and my happiness was so high that it really didn't take a big toll on my body. Now, since I've been back, I've probably only eaten about 4 or 5 bad meals in the last 3 months. And I notice them every single time I have them. I can tell straight away. Alright? Think about the last time you were on vacation, when you were eating whatever. You probably had less pain in your body, you're probably much happier, and you were probably eating just whatever you wanted because you accepted that you're on holidays, and that's how it is. Alright? It's only a mindset. Change your mindset and you can change your life. And until next time, no guilt.